नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ। I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, sitting with us all over the world at this time through Nithyananda TV, Lotus News Channel, Janashri TV, Ishwar TV, two-way video conferencing, having Nainadiksha in so many countries all over the world, cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, Nithyananda Nagaramu Hyderabad, Nithyananda Nagara Tiruvannamalai, Nithyananda Nagar Bidadi, Nithyananda University Los Angeles, Nithyananda University Paris, Ohio Prayag, Houston Kalahasti, Bogota Colombia, Dakota Dunes, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Hong Kong Sota, Singapore Singapuram, many more centers are joining. I'll read out their names later on. Oh, it's already appeared. Kuala Lumpur, Parani, Simi Valley, California, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Phoenix, Kanchipuram, Varanasi, San Jose, Madurai, Seattle, Chidambaram, Singapore, Singapuram, St. Louis, Tirumala, Toronto, Kailasam, Tune Moon, Hong Kong, Dakota Dunes, Bogota, Colombia, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Hong Kong, Sirgari, Houston, Texas, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Indrani, New Jersey, Scottsdale, Arizona, Jorpati, Nepal, London, Kashi, Dubai, Vaidyanatham, Paris, Kalighat, Port Washington, New York. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today it's all about making the Advaita happen in you. First thing, listen. Any powerlessness, any type of powerlessness is rooted in violence. Please listen. Please listen. The first statement, because from this only I am going to guide you. Any type of powerlessness is rooted in violence. I asked you to work on your authentic identity and your incompletions. As I said, if you say all-knowing, being all-knower is your identity, authentic identity you want to have, you have to complete with ignorance. It is possible. Ignorance is just one blanket. You pulled it upon you just to feel cozy. Understand? Ignorance is one blanket. You pulled it upon you just to feel cozy. Completing once for all with all ignorance is possible. Omnipresent, omniscient means being present everywhere, being powerful. Please listen, I am not promoting superstitiousness. I am promoting a science. Completing with all this is possible. Last few days I am studying very intensely the book called Zen Brain, and there is one more book, Human Brain. Because this Varanasi, the initiations are going to be really, really, really intense and powerful. I am not going to be touching just the Agnya Chakra. I will be handling many more brain centers. Just by touching the different points in the brain itself, all the 7 chakras can be intensely awakened. You will actually see a energy drama, energy display, energy magic show in Varanasi, Kashi. So I was studying about this awakening the non-mechanical parts of the brain through Kundalini Shakti. See, I have the knowledge and science energy. I was just working on the exact precise points from where the operating does not mean physical, the energy is possible and highly efficient. I also found out many of the important truths about the brain. People who have a deep self-sympathy and the victim mentality will always have the pain in the backside of the head. They will always suffer with that pain in this area. Anything they see, they will feel, he is trying to cheat me, he is trying to victimize me, he is trying to abuse me, he is trying to take advantage of me, she is trying to do this. The person whose non-mechanical parts of the brain is fully awakened, alive, anything he sees, he feels romantic. Please listen. Don't disrespect romance by associating it with lust and marriage. When you associate romance with lust, you misuse it. When you associate romance with marriage, you abuse it. Listen, I am defining that word completely. Romance is the experience of oneness without knowing logically why you feel that oneness. Whenever I come down to have morning satsang, there are 2 trees outside my quarters. If my car is standing there, they will never miss dropping few flowers on my car. If the car is not there, they know exactly the way I will walk. In my pathway, in front of my eyes, few will be there. That flower, if it just falls, it can never be on my pathway, because the plants are not near my pathway. They are few feet away, but somehow they will bend and drop the flower where I am walking. Exact my pathway. Most of the time, comfortable brooding over. Don't, even the brooding over has to be very clearly done from the context of completing them. not to create more and more self-sympathy. Nobody in my place would have survived. I am not going to be. I am not going to believe. Please listen. Most of the time our completion technique is being used for brooding over. Don't do that. Declare completion. You are intelligent enough. You are a man. First time in my life, I was shocked when I saw in the US the trekking schools. I was really shocked. Why human beings need to be taught to climb the hill? I asked, what do they do in these trekking schools? Swamiji, they teach you how to climb the hill. Come on. What do you mean? Why human beings should be taught? The people who were around me, they could neither understand me nor I could understand them. They said, then how to climb, Swamiji? I said, what do you mean? I am a man, here is a hill, climb, that's all. Only then I understood. I am born in a hill and I lived throughout my life in a hill. So, climbing the hill is the lifestyle. Human beings forget things. Understand. Listen. From today, you will start aligning your every word, thought, action. Listen. Your every word, thought, action to your authentic identity. Today, from today, so let me just give the essence. If you missed last few days satsang, first instruction for this technique, for this process of living Advaita, the first step is pen down the authentic identity you want to live. Inner image, outer image, others' image, life image. First. Second, circulate your authentic identity which you want to create to your teamily. Ask them to help you to identify the incompletions you have. Means all the areas you need to complete to become your authentic you. Third instruction, based on their feedback, try to trace back how you developed those patterns, when you developed those patterns, with incidents and the patterns, identify them. Fourth, very important, please listen. Fourth, very important, declare completion. The moment you came to know you have certain patterns, don't wait that every night you will sit and do your opari. No, people get very comfortable with their opari. Opari means sitting and self-sympathizing and crying. Long before, once upon a time, I went to a toffee shop. There I saw toffee was not there, only ice cream was there. I got cheated. From that time, even now, I feel constantly I am cheated. You know the hell what you are carrying inside. Why do you want to brood over bloody in the name of completion? Most of the time this completion process has become a comfortable brooding over. Declare completion. Don't abuse yourself. Don't abuse yourself by brooding over. Even the brooding over has to be very clearly done from the context of completing them. Not to create more and more self-sympathy. Nobody in my place would have survived. They would have committed suicide. You think you are alive? You want me to believe you are alive? I am not going to be. I am not going to believe you. Please listen. Most of the time our completion technique is being used for brooding over. Don't do that. Declare completion. You are intelligent enough. You are a man. First time in my life, I was shocked when I saw in the US the trekking schools. I was really shocked. Why human beings need to be taught to climb the hill? I asked, what do they do in these trekking schools? Swamiji, they teach you how to climb the hill. Come on. What do you mean? Why human beings should be taught? The people who were around me, they could neither understand me nor I could understand them. They said, then how to climb, Swamiji? I said, what do you mean? I am a man, here is a hill, climb, that's all. Only then I understood. I am born in a hill and I lived throughout my life in a hill. So, climbing the hill is the lifestyle. Like people who are born in the banks of the river and or the sea beaches. Swimming is their lifestyle. It took little time, but I realized, oh, human beings forget things. Understand. Now at least catch it. You are a man. You know here there are incompletions. Just declare they will not be part of your cognition process anymore. That's all is the completion. Don't try to wait that you will pick up every sugar can and chew them one by one and take the juice out and spit. Tons of sugar cane is there. When are you going to complete it? Just put fire and get rid of it. Decide from now, these incompletions will not have power over my thinking. We feel, I decide, Swamiji, but after 2 days I forget again, I am back in that same ditch. What to do? To remind you to be always in the space of completion only. The great Mahavagya, Nithyanandoham. I am in the space of eternal bliss. Even if one incompletion gets into your cognition, the eternal peace will not be there. Eternal bliss will not be there. So if eternal bliss has to be there, you can't allow even a single incompletions to play a part. So always be in the space of Nithyanandoham. I am Nithyananda. I have seen some of my own Swamis. They have so much of powerful self-sympathy. If they don't want to do something, they know how to fall sick. You just give them 48 hours, they will discover some sickness. Either they will have diarrhea, bleeding, or chicken pox. They know. But understand, this self-sympathy pattern should be completely discarded. Please understand, there are some patterns you can't complete because you will never find logically the source. Anything you find the source in this birth, only you can complete. But there are some patterns which you bring from past birth, you will not be able to find the source of that pattern. You need to discard them. Completion alone cannot lead you to ultimate. At one point, discarding will become the completion process. At one point, you will not be able to relive or relieve because you will not know the source of that pattern. This self-sympathy kind of patterns, you will not know the root. You will not know the source. I tell you, if you just follow integrity, means being truthful to your words, either you fulfill them or you withdraw them, but you are very conscious of the words goes on inside you, you will find all the roots of the patterns which you built in this body. You will also find the patterns which roots you can't find because you did not build them in this body. Hunger. Your hunger is not built on this body. Even while your body was getting created, the hunger was there and mother supplied the food. Even before your consciousness entered into this body, hunger was developed. So understand, there are some patterns you brought it from the past birth. At least you will know the roots of these patterns cannot be found. If you start living integrity, then you know just they need to be discarded. Discarding is much, much, much easy than completing. If you discard even one pattern, you will feel completion is foolishness and waste of time. My masters first taught me discarding, because the discarding will give you the power of power. Like Devi is the energy inside the gods and goddesses. Indra may have some powers, but Devi is the Indra's power. Agni may have some powers, but Devi is the Agni's power. How? Devi is the power of all powers. some of my Shaiva disciples are I have a group of disciples who are Shaivites. They can't digest if I speak on Devi. Anyhow, I have to tell the truth. Understand? We might have started as our Sangha as Shaivites, but I am sure we will end up as Shaktas only. Because I am basically a Shakta. From the beginning, my personal Aradhya or my personal spiritual practice was always Shakta. Anyhow, how the Devi is power of powers. She is the power of Indra, power of Vayu, Varuna, Agni. She is the power of Mahadeva himself. See, when she assumes the body like Sati and plays only at those periods, Mahadeva holds the fort. When she realizes, becomes Parvati, Meenakshi, Mahadeva always hands over the fort to her. Or she gets her space. Listen, discarding is power of powers. Discarding is the essence of even completion process. When you are not able to discard, you complete. When you are able to discard, you don't need even completion process. Listen. So first, declare that you discard all these patterns. Declare completion with all these patterns. Self-sympathy. Understand? I am very serious about this statement. These Swamis who create sickness for themselves need to practice this very sincerely and get out of that pattern. I was traveling in West Bengal once. This really happened. I was staying in one monastery. I was continuously traveling. In 2-3 days I will stay in one monastery wherever I go. I was staying. There I saw one conversation. The president, Mahant of that ashram, was forcing the manager to go to another ashram and invite that Swami, invite the other Mahant. But this manager does not want to go. This Mahant is forcing this manager to go and invite the other Mahant next day for some function. This manager does not want to go. He was so strong. Next day morning really was sick. This manager was sick. He could not even move out of bed. He could not travel. Understand, this is not something big. That was the first time I was able to diagnose the root of this self-sympathy pattern, because I never had that in myself. I need to experiment and discover how it gets developed. I went and tried to heal that guy. That time I studied the whole network, how it happens. Your own part of brain, which has extraordinary powers, instead of supporting you, that starts opposing you, is self-sympathizing. Listen. Your superpowers should make your authenticity into reality. Your superpowers should make your authenticity into reality. But your superpowers start making your inauthentic component of you into reality is self-sympathy, self-victimization. Your superpowers making your inauthentic side into reality is self-sympathy, self-victimization. You have two sides, authentic side and inauthentic side. If your authentic side has been made real by your superpowers, you are a Siddha Purusha, man of miracle powers. If your inauthentic side is made into reality by your extraordinary powers, you become self-victim, self-sympathy victim. Listen, even to destroy yourself, you need to use all your extraordinary powers. Otherwise, it is not possible. You can't kill an elephant with a cricket bat. You need powerful weapons. Same way, you can't destroy yourself just with your ordinary mind. You need your extraordinary powers. Especially my sannyasis. You are under the protection of cosmos directly. Even with that, if you are able to destroy yourself or put yourself into sickness or depression, then you must be really using all your extraordinary powers against me and against you. Only one advice word I can tell you, don't do it. So from today, you will align all your thinking, words and actions towards the authentic identity you want to create, and will not allow the incompletions to interfere in any of these three. Will not allow your incompletions to influence